Why do women compete for high-value men? The hidden psychology behind the pick-me girl. Imagine this: a man walks into a room, and suddenly, all eyes are on him. He's confident, well-dressed, and effortlessly charming. But what really makes him stand out? It's not just his looks or his wealth, it's the way women react to him. Some admire him from a distance, others subtly try to catch his attention, and then there are those who go out of their way to prove they're different from the rest. We see this dynamic play out everywhere, at parties, in social circles, even on social media. Some women proudly claim they are not like other girls, while others subtly position themselves to be noticed. But why? What makes women compete for a man who already has plenty of options? Ready to challenge everything you thought you knew about dating and attraction? Let's get started. 1. The psychology behind pick-me girls and why women compete for high-value men. Have you ever noticed how some women openly seek male validation, while others appear effortlessly desirable? Why do some women work tirelessly to prove they're different from the rest, while others simply attract attention without trying? This is where the concept of the pick-me girl comes into play, a term that has fueled countless online debates, yet remains widely misunderstood. At its core, a pick-me girl is someone who alters her behavior, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, to gain the approval of men. She may distance herself from traditional femininity, criticize other women, or emphasize how she's not like other girls in an attempt to stand out. The irony: every woman, to some degree, wants to be picked. The difference lies in how they go about it. But let's go deeper. Why do women compete for male attention in the first place? The answer lies in evolutionary psychology. Since the beginning of time, women have sought the best possible partners, men who can provide security, stability, and high status traits. And in today's world, that competition still exists, even if it's not always obvious. Why are women attracted to men with more options? Ever wonder why a man in a relationship suddenly seems more attractive to women? It's because social proof is a powerful force. When a man has multiple women interested in him, it signals that he must possess qualities that make him desirable, whether it's confidence, charisma, success, or status. Women don't just want a good man, they want a man who is wanted by others. This is why some women lose interest in a man who chases them too eagerly, yet become intrigued by the one who doesn't seem as available. When a man has options, it triggers a competitive instinct, the desire to be the one who wins him. It's not just about love or attraction, it's about validation and status. Imagine this: two men walk into a party. One stands alone, sipping his drink, unnoticed by the crowd. The other is surrounded by women, laughing, engaged, and effortlessly drawing attention. Which man seems more attractive? Instinctively, most people would say the second. But why? It all comes down to social proof, one of the most powerful forces in human psychology. When a man has multiple women interested in him, it sends an undeniable signal: he must have something valuable. Whether it's confidence, charisma, status, or success, other women's attraction acts as validation. It tells the world that he is desirable, making him even more appealing. This taps into a deep-rooted competitive instinct in women. The reality is, attraction isn't just about the man himself, it's also about the validation that comes with winning him over. When a man has the power to choose, women subconsciously want to be the one he picks. It's not just about being with him, it's about being chosen over others. Think about it: women don't just fall for a man, they fall for the experience of being desired and the status that comes with securing a high-value partner. This explains why men in relationships often seem more attractive to single women. It's not necessarily about the man, it's about what his desirability represents. 3. The competitive nature of women in dating, the hidden truth behind attraction. Picture this: a man walks into a room, and no one seems to notice him. But the moment he is seen with an attractive woman, suddenly, other women start paying attention. He hasn't changed, his looks, personality, and status remain the same, yet his desirability has skyrocketed. Why? This is the competitive nature of women in dating at work. Despite the modern push for gender equality, the dating market still follows ancient evolutionary principles. Women are not just looking for any man, they are instinctively drawn to the best man available. And how do they determine his value? By seeing how other women react to him. Have you ever noticed that a woman might not initially be interested in a man, but as soon as she sees another woman chasing him, she suddenly wants him too? That's no coincidence, it's a primal response. When something is in high demand, its perceived value increases. The same principle applies in dating. A man who is desired by many signals high value, whether it's because of his confidence, status, or ability to provide security. Women unconsciously assess competition. If a man is already in a relationship or is being pursued by other women, it validates his worth in their eyes. This explains why men who are taken often become even more attractive. It's not necessarily about the man himself, it's about what his desirability represents. The lesson: attraction is not just about individual qualities, it's also about perception. The key takeaway here? Scarcity creates value. If you want to be more desirable, focus on becoming the kind of man women naturally compete for. Develop confidence, build your status, and let social proof work in your favor. The less available you seem, the more valuable you become. 4. The pick-me paradox, the hidden truth about attraction. Imagine two women in the same room. One openly expresses her desire to be chosen by a man. She compliments him excessively, adjusts her personality to fit his interests, and constantly seeks his approval. The other woman, on the surface, seems indifferent. She isn't chasing, isn't overly accommodating, and doesn't openly seek validation. Yet, somehow, the second woman is the one who captures his attention. Why? This is the pick-me paradox. Ironically, while society criticizes pick-me girls for trying too hard, the reality is that every woman wants to be picked, just not in an obvious way. Women who openly seek male approval are often labeled as desperate, while those who act indifferent but still position themselves to be chosen are seen as high value. The difference lies in perception. A woman who actively chases a man signals that she lacks options. This makes her appear less desirable, even if she is kind, attractive, or intelligent. On the other hand, a woman who positions herself as desirable without chasing sends a powerful message: I have value. You need to prove yourself to me. This scarcity effect makes her more attractive. Men are naturally drawn to women who exude confidence and self-worth without needing validation. This is why the most desirable women are not necessarily the most beautiful or charming, but the ones who subtly suggest that they are worth choosing without begging to be chosen. But here's the ultimate twist: once a woman is chosen, she is no longer a pick-me, she is a winner. The competition is over. And this is why many women will deny they ever played the game, even though, in reality, they did. 5 Actions speak louder than words, the hidden psychology of attraction. Picture this: a man walks into a room full of people. He doesn't have to say a word, yet the energy shifts. Women glance in his direction, some whisper among themselves, and a few find subtle ways to be near him. He's not trying too hard, he simply exists with confidence, and that alone makes him magnetic. But why does this happen? Why do some men naturally attract women while others struggle, even when they're kind, loyal, and say all the right things? The answer is simple: actions speak louder than words. For men, this means understanding one fundamental truth: women value what they see, not just what they hear. A man can promise loyalty, he can say he's different, he can even try to convince a woman that he's the best option she'll ever have. But words alone won't make her commit. A woman's true investment in a man happens when she sees other women want him too. In other words, attraction isn't about convincing, it's about creating desire. Think about it: why do high-status men seem to effortlessly draw attention? It's not just about looks or wealth, it's the perception of value. When a man is admired by other women, he instantly becomes more desirable. This is the principle of social proof, a psychological trigger that makes people want what others already value. So, if you've ever wondered why some men always have women chasing after them while others struggle, it all comes down to this: a man with options is a man with power. And in the world of dating, that power is what makes him irresistible. The lesson: attraction isn't about pleading for attention or convincing someone of your worth. It's about positioning yourself in a way that naturally draws people in. Instead of chasing, become the man that women want to chase. Work on yourself, build your value, and let your actions, not your words, show your worth. Because in the end, the man who is wanted by many will always be valued the most.